Welcome to another US Geoguessr video where I'm going to take you through 5 rounds in the United States. I hope to improve your United States region guessing and your US Geoguessr game. Going to give you some thinking, some strategy, some analysis. Today, second time around on A Pinpointable USA. This is an especially good map to play no moving, 10-minute rounds as usual, and see where we end up. Looks to be somewhere that's just like wide open in the plains. My first instinct would definitely be somewhere like West Texas or Oklahoma. Looking at this, Madonna of the Trail, NSDAR Memorial, Pioneer Mothers, Covered Wagon Days. Okay, cool. Doesn't really help me. That tells me I guess we might be somewhere farther north, yeah. Colorado Welcome Center, Historic Lamar Depot, Lamar Chamber of Commerce. Well, unfortunately, that just gives it away. We're in Lamar, Colorado. That, I believe, is... I don't think that's Denver suburbs area. I think Lamar is farther down south, and I think it is, yeah, out here, like way east of the mountains, for sure. So one would think that that monument would be on the map here. East 50, North 385, South 287, 385. Okay. Well, it just totally gave away that we were in Colorado, but did we have any other clues? I guess I could see why this looked Oklahoma-ish. I mean, we're definitely not... Oh, yeah, we're not far from West Texas or North Texas or Oklahoma, really at all. And... just, well, over the border in Colorado. So we're facing south. One would think that this giant Davis Western store would be on our right somewhere on the map. Right? Or across street, we're looking at Maine and Beach. Well, we got every other kind of tree. There's Maine and Beach. So let's see if we had any other clues pointing us to Colorado. I gotta say, talking about Covered Wagon and Pioneers doesn't immediately make me think of Colorado, but it's not that far off, I guess. Some of this architecture, I guess, would be fairly reminiscent of Colorado, but like, I mean, it would have to be way eastern Colorado, which is, of course, where we are. Area code 719, I can't even lie and say I knew that area code. Mr. D's. Okay, well, it looks like Lamar has a somewhat vibrant downtown still. But since that sign told us we were in Lamar, Colorado, I'm just going to send it. Alright, well, good to start off with a 5K, but that was easy. Like a little bit more of a challenge, if that's possible. Okay, straight ahead, northern. Looks like this one's going to be easy too. Immediately we get Arizona vibes. It's desert everywhere we look. There's like gravelly landscape, concrete everywhere, dirt that looks like concrete. You know, there's not much distinction between the road and the sidewalk and the dirt and gravel that's like the entire landscape. Also, you got an Arizona State Highway sign, North Arizona 51. We just have that shape, that distinctive Arizona shape. Even if you couldn't read that Arizona. Another thing, and what really tipped me off, is if you look at these street signs, these are great examples of some Phoenix street signs. It might be difficult to see from this distance, but the circular logo over there on the right is the Phoenix. The bird, mythical bird, State Route 51, so that's literally the name of the road that we're on. I guess we got City of Phoenix right here. Dreamy Draw Recreation Area. Yeah, you can see way better the Phoenix logo. Hey, even if these are easy, they're good for teaching. I mean, not like you're not going to get Phoenix there, but you're not always going to get It literally written there. So if you see them on the street signs, that bird logo, Phoenix. Phoenix is deceivedly mountainous. Like, you may not think that you'd have this level of mountains in Arizona down in the desert, but you definitely do. So it's State Route 51. Now, we would have to be somewhere in the city of Phoenix. Yeah, there's 51, and we are at Northern. So Phoenix has massive mega suburbs, and you're not going to see those signs, obviously, if you're not in the city. You're going to see them, more if you are just within city limits. But Phoenix is a huge place. So what are we looking at straight ahead? It's obviously Dreamy Draw Recreation Area, but it looks like we're looking at Phoenix Mountains Preserve. That is up near a part of Phoenix that I'm kind of familiar with. I've been actually to Bookman's Entertainment Exchange. Last time I was in Phoenix, I went there, showing up on the map. So yeah, just right east of there on Northern. So it's cool. I mean, if it's not too hot, so like dead of winter Phoenix, these mountains are fun to hike around in, but not when it is currently 110 plus degrees Fahrenheit there, which is what's going on in August 2023 in Phoenix. So it looks like, yeah, we're just in that Dreamy Draw recreation area. 5K again, looks good. Third round. Let's hope we get a little bit more of a challenge. Looks like it. Sebastopol Road. Sebastopol Road, okay. That makes me think of California, for sure. I know there's a Sebastopol, California. Is it going to be that simple? Maybe. So it's Sebastopol and Dutton, okay. Are these California plates? Totally looks like it. Mostly white, little like thin red ribbon of writing that says California up at the top. All front plates. Everything checks out. Looks like we're definitely in California. Let's see how expensive gas is. $6.89. Yep, that checks out for California for sure. Mountains to the northeast east. Bus. Little bit too far away to be recognizable, I'm afraid. Sebastopol Road. So these street signs look not unfamiliar. Sebastopol. Where is that in California? Okay, we got a Jack in the Box. Dutton Avenue. I think this definitely strikes me more as Northern California. I mean, it doesn't look like LA. We're not seeing a lot of palm trees. We're actually seeing some pretty tall pine trees in spots. So would certainly lean very heavily towards Northern California. Sebastopol, I'm actually thinking I might have a sense of where we are. So, Dutton goes north-south. Sebastopol looks like it's going about east-west, or maybe slightly northeast. First of all, let's try to figure out where Sebastopol is. That may not help us, but it could at least get us close. Are we possibly up in Sacramento? I mean, it looks like that would be the kind of landscape we would be possibly looking at. Not sure that we'd be this far up into Northern California. Although I gotta say, I'm not 100% sure where Sebastopol is. I just know it's somewhere. I think it's somewhere in the Sierras, if I had to just make like a wild guess. You might be yelling at me, California folks, for not knowing where this is, but I've at least heard of it, I think. Sebastopol. Okay, let me just think. Maybe it's more like on the coast. Down here around Monterey, Santa Cruz. Is that possible? Davenport. Because really what I thought, kind of what I'm thinking is, I feel like I've seen this Sebastopol Avenue before. I really feel like it's a main artery running through, I want to say the South Bay. I mean, that might be completely made up, but this definitely feels nothing like, say, Orange County to me. So I think something like San Jose would be a good send. Don't recognize these street signs immediately. Sebastopol, Sebastopol. Just feels so Bay Area. Although at the same time, I'm not really getting anything that is mountainous, really, like, in the least. So that could be concerning. 4,470? What are these street signs? What are these street signs? Could this be, okay. Could this be like Stockton? Or Fresno? Something like that in the valley, given how flat it is? Is that ever a possibility? Here's Fresno. I think Fresno would look maybe like a little bit drier, more arid. I think that's definitely a possibility. I just wish I knew where Sebastopol was. And, I mean, that may just be like a complete red herring because it's just kind of a California name. And we may be just nowhere near that. Maybe nowhere near that. Reading? I mean, are these bad guesses? See if we get anything else. Sebastopol Road. So we're somewhere big enough to have a bus. Where could that bus possibly be going? Okay, now we're getting a little bit of mountain to the east, just a very little bit of mountains directly to the east. Would that make sense with somewhere like around Sacramento? No, and I'm not really sure these are Sacramento street signs either. This is a hard, I know it's not Southern Cal, I know it's not San Diego, we gotta be somewhere in the north. I think like a decent hedge might be somewhere like, with mountains to the east, maybe like, could we be in Oakland anywhere, or like East Bay? No, I think I'm gonna go farther north. Why do I think Sebastopol might be up here, like in Berkeley? Is Berkeley a bad guess? I don't know. Obviously I don't know, so. Sebastopol. Really just keep going back to San Jose. Never been to San Jose. Been to San Francisco, Oakland, East Bay a lot of times. Never been down here. Don't really know why I'm here, to be honest, but just what I keep coming back to. Sebastopol. Or is that more like... I really don't think it's down here. Okay, well, enough fooling around California. Gotta make a guess. What's gonna be my best guess? With mountains to the east and this kind of very northern feel. I think I am tempted to go East Bay, or maybe like East San Jose. We get mountains, we get pine trees like this. In San Jose, would we get this number of pine trees? Things are turning like a little bit fall. Wow. I feel like we may even be farther up. I feel like we are going to be up, maybe even in Sacramento. I think I'm going to go Sacramento. The mountains east wouldn't make as much sense, though. Wouldn't make as much sense. Okay, change my mind. We're going to go back up to the Bay. We're going to go Berkeley. Okay, so not bad. We are actually in Santa Rosa, California, so that would be just like on the other side. I think we'd be like one county off. Santa Rosa. Okay, so that's where Sebastopol Road is. I did not even consider Santa Rosa. I didn't go that far. There is Sebastopol. Yeah, it's up by, there's Lake Berryessa. I feel like that's the site of one of the Zodiac murders. Lake Berryessa, yeah, it's famous. Santa Rosa, but 45 miles away. I mean, that's not horrific for a California region guess. If I zoom out enough, it, starts looking better. Let's see where round 4 takes us. Colfax, east. Chambers Road, east. 15,300 east. Okay, look way, way off in the west. You can see some mountains. You can see some snow-capped mountains. You can see some Colorado plates. There's even an unblurred Colorado plate on that truck straight ahead. They're all on the front as well. The typical Colorado plate is white with the jagged green mountain bar at the top, mountain stripe. There is a Sinclair gas station. You see a lot of those Sinclairs in the Mountain West. This is something called a stinker. Look at this. I mean, you can't read this, but you see the skunk mascot there? Now, weird. This is the only time I've seen a stinker outside of Idaho, outside of Boise. Wow. Before, I would have been confident with that as a state-specific clue. If you want to show me a stinker, I think I would have told you we would have to be in Idaho, but good to know. Apparently they have those in what I'm looking at as East Denver. I think we're in something like Aurora, Colorado. Does 40 go through Aurora? East 70, yeah, 40, 287 for sure. See, here you see the neighborhood in Denver of East Colfax. So as soon as I saw Colfax Avenue, I knew we were at least in Denver metro area. And I quickly figured out that we had to be in Denver suburbs because these are not Denver street signs. I don't think. Denver street signs are typically, they literally say Denver on them. They're wider, and then they have a little colorful logo on the left with a little mountain design that says Denver. But seeing that we are at Chambers, so 15,300 east, I'm guessing we're somewhere out here in Aurora. So we would be at Chambers and Colfax. Yeah, we're definitely not in the city of Denver. We may even be, I was going to say east of Aurora, but I found Chambers. Really major road. You're going to see neighborhoods even named after Colfax. I mean, whoever that was. Some guy in American history. So, are we on Colfax? Yeah. No. We are on... Wait a second. That doesn't seem to match up. We got to be on Colfax because we're going east-west. Yeah. So we're going west, approaching 5K, good comeback. Makes up for that little Northern California botch. That wasn't really too bad. 117. Business, does that say 76? Hard telling. Get similar street signs to that Aurora, Colorado round. Circular city logo to the left. Wells Fargo, Ash, and William. Interesting. No front plates there. That is a distinctive front plate, but that may not be anything meaningful. That may be a red herring. If we're in a state that doesn't have front plates, we don't know what that front plate could be. Could be another state. Could just be somebody's random front plate. Who knows? So not getting much off the clues other than we are somewhere that I'm real confident does not have front plates. So it looks like we are on US 70. US 70. So that's, I mean, I guess not that curious. What can we say about vegetation? Well, it's largely deciduous. I don't see anything that's evergreen at all. I don't see a single coniferous tree. More importantly, I don't see anything that's approaching a southern pine. There's our first coniferous tree, not a southern pine. Really kind of too fat for that. Do we get any information off of this far building? Something about an inspection station. Official something inspection station. NE. I almost think it says NE. But that would not make sense. That would not make sense. If we were in Nebraska, we would be seeing front plates everywhere. Also looks a little bit too green for Nebraska, although pretty flat where we are. Hardee's. Hardee's is also a clue. Hardee's, I believe, is a I know it's a fast food restaurant, but I believe it is based in Missouri, like in the St. Louis area. And I also feel like you see Hardee's perhaps slightly more often than usual in Missouri, St. Louis area, places like that. But with no front plates, I would venture to guess we're in the southeast. Wells Fargo is a west coast kind of bank, though. All right, 17. 17 goes along the east coast, primarily through North Carolina, coastal North Carolina, coastal South Carolina. Here I see US 70 and regular US 17 or regular US 17, but we're at business 117 and business 70. Where is 117? I think we're getting close. I think we got to be in North Carolina. But where is 117? I guess it could be that we are somewhere else. Virginia seems to be a possibility. Where else does 17 go through? No front plates, though, remember. So I feel like we would be in either North or South Carolina. Is it just too much? Yeah, there's 117. I was going to say, is it too much to think that 117 is going to be pretty close to Interstate 17? Yeah. So there's bypass 70. Yeah, so that's business 70. Huh. Business 70 and business 117. I feel like this is where we have to be, right? Goldsboro, North Carolina. Yeah, so business 117, business 70. So that's AKA bypass 70. So it looks like we might be here. This is business 117, though. Is that possible? Yeah, that's the 117 bypass. There's William Street. Okay, so we are on William and Ash, right? Goldsboro, North Carolina. Once we pinpoint where we are, we'll think about that a little bit farther. Ash and William. Okay, so there's William. I think we just need to find Ash real quick, and then we're going to 5K this. Gotta be a pretty major road. There's William and the 117. Is 117 also Ash? No. No, probably not. There's the bypass 70. Where is Ash? So the 117. All right, so business, we're on business 70. We're on bypass 70, okay. Yeah, and then business 117 that way. So we're on bypass 70 and then William. So that 70 has to be Ash then. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's bypass 70, but that's a divided highway. I'm confused. We're at business 70 and William. So, like, right here? No, there's Ash. There's Ash. Okay. So, Ash and William. Cool. So, we're just farther into the town of Goldsboro. Good. Okay, 5K. So, that was not bad. We just had one guess a little bit off. We 5K'd 4 out of 5. I'm pretty happy with that, for sure. Our first round was in Lamar, Colorado. We actually had 2 rounds in Colorado, one in Aurora and one in Lamar. We saw lots and lots of Colorado license plates. Then we were in Phoenix, North Phoenix, on our second round, and Santa Rosa, California. I really should have gotten that. I should have found Sebastopol, but I got pretty close in Northern California, I think. And then we ended up finally in Goldsboro. Now, how far south Goldsboro is, I mean, I would be expecting for sure where we just were to be seeing a lot more in the way of southern pines. Yeah. So that one was a little hard. I find that this eastern North Carolina region's hard for me. It's hard to distinguish. But did pretty well. Thanks for watching. 24,570. I think that this is going to be the last time I'm going to play A Pinpointable USA. Even though I had a really good time doing it, it's just that it only has 250 locations. So I'm afraid I'm going to run into some repeats here pretty soon, and that's no fun. So again, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos for some more US Geoguessr analysis.